Welcome back, guys, to This and Much More. I'm Evelin, and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And we are so excited to finally have an Us episode.
I know.
We had been meaning to record last weekend, right? But it was just super busy. And then yesterday we were supposed to record for This and Much More, but we had to cancel because parent life. And then now we're recording today.
Yeah. So we were going to have Rob from Bounce Back. Unfortunately, an incident happened that we'll get into it right now, but that we had to, pretty much cancel and reschedule him.
It just worked out with him too, though.
Yeah, because I think they're doing they're celebrating the 4-year anniversary of their shop and everything. Yeah. So I kind of felt like, and then he asked hey,
for tomorrow.
Yeah, could we do Saturday? And then I'm like, nah. Because we had a babysitter and everything. Yeah, so,
but I just wonder if it worked out for him. Like when we texted him,
he was
like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, he's like, "Okay, fuck yeah,"
It works.
So, but so we definitely still want to have him on.
Yeah. I'm gonna schedule him as soon as possible.
He should be the first one that we reschedule in.
Yeah.
But okay, I did tell people that we're gonna start scheduling people pretty much next week. No, that's the second week of May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people that we have in mind already.
We're basically booked for
May.
For May. Like Rob is gonna be moved to the 19th.
Yeah, well, we'll see
if he's available. Yeah, but that weekend we weren't gonna record because we're leaving to San Antonio the 20th. So you were gonna have that Friday off to focus on work.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see. But yeah, guys. So basically, the incident was that that I think I literally I was like this, and then he just came at me, and then good thing I took off my ring.
You wanted to do the Phoebe thing, right?
Yeah, I did. I always do the Phoebe thing. So basically, I was we had gotten home from being out all day, and then Roland was on the couch, and I was like, come on, let's fight. You're I'm not gonna fight you, And then Milos I'll fight you. And I was like, all right, come on, So then I took my rings off, and then I took my Apple Watch, and he was ready. So then I just started doing the Phoebe thing. And then I don't know how it happened, but it's if I punched him in the
I mean, I kind of saw you went like that, didn't you? So it's obviously y'all just clashed.
Yeah, we clashed. That's what it was.
That's what happens when you fight.
Yeah, we clashed. So basically I punched Milo in his...
You went fist first, he went tooth first.
Yeah, and then, literally because my knuckle was red. Because literally it was his tooth that hit it. Yeah. And his tooth got loose, and that's his the silver tooth already. Yeah. And
that silver tooth I've always felt fuck.
It already fell off.
Yeah.
When he ate
and
apple.
you know when it scares me too, whenever he's I'm brushing his teeth or he's brushing his teeth. Mm-hmm. Well, this last time before school, right? Mm-hmm. He always goes to the restroom first, and then he brushes his teeth. Uh-huh. But this time he goes like this, because now se pone agua en la cara, right? In the eyes.
Yeah, to wake up.
He'll wake up like this, and then he'll step down from his step, and the thing's right here. So he'll go like that, and it'll be so on his nose, and I'm just bro, you're gonna he's todo modorro, he's not even knowing, so I'm just
and then Roland and him really go at it all the time in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's hit or miss every day.
Yeah, because Roland tries to wake him up in a good mood, but Milo is never having it with him. I don't know why, because he's good with me, but it's just you you be pissing him off in the morning. But yeah, so basically that happened, and it just sucked, because I felt so much guilt,
and then he was bleeding from the tooth and everything.
And then he was bleeding.
And then you called the dentist, and they're like, "No, we don't take."
It was 4:15.
It's already too late, whatever. So we're just you know what? I'd rather. Well, we'd rather just stay with him and not do a podcast, and just because we didn't want him to go with the babysitter with Pancho, right? It was gonna be with Pancho and Priscilla, and then. It fall off over there or some shit. So I'm just
imagine if it would have, and their couches are beige.
Yeah, and then he's over here eating cookies, and
right after,
and apples.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I'm just
whatever. But I mean,
I was if it falls, it falls.
I already talked to him about chimuelo. And he's okay with it because you were chimuelo when you were little, at his age, literally. And especially, I guess what helped him was that when I took him to go rinse his mouth out, he's like, is he going to fall? And then I'm like, yeah, you're going to have 2 teeth are going to be gone. And then he's like, oh, papi. And I'm like, yeah, like papi. So then he was okay with that, you know?
Yeah. Is Melody chimuela still?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Man, you know,
Madeline's about to go into that chimuela stage, though.
man, you know what's fucking crazy? I was like, growing up, when I was chimuelo, I felt like it was a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was chimuelo for a long ass time, and I was like,
Yeah, you were, because you're not supposed to start losing your teeth, so you're like 7 or
yeah,
8.
yeah. So that's what I was like, man, it feels like a long time. So I remember like we were in Mexico, and then I was like going like that, like to my gums or whatever, and I felt like piquitos, right? So I was like, no way, right? And then my mom was like, she had got off like at the pharmacy. You know how we always like either that or a cambiar dinero or some shit. And then I was there with my dad, and I'm like, nah. And I was like, and I'm like, pa. And I looked in the rear view, and then I could see the little white, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, man, my teeth are coming in. I was like, damn, I was fucking happy. I remember, porque it felt like they had been years, you know?
Years.
So I was like, damn, this, yeah. So I can't wait for his teeth to come in.
Nah, they're gonna be ugly.
How?
Because it's like at that stage when they come, start losing their teeth, and they get new ones. Those new ones are like ugly, I feel. Or no, the ones that they're losing are ugly porque they don't come out at the same time. So that's when they start getting chuecos.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. If he needs braces or whatever, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd never had them though.
Yeah, me neither.
So,
but I mean, it should be fine though. But yeah, that happened, guys. I accidentally like clashed with my son, and
yeah, I guess so.
my fist punched his tooth, and it was a hot mess. I felt so bad, like.
Yeah,
so
and
bad.
then you, man, and it's crazy because I feel like you caught me. I wasn't in the mood for all that, you know. Yeah, because we were out and about,
when
right?
When would you be though?
No.
Oh, like
I'm
fighting?
I'm usually like.
I thought you.
And you're like, you want to fight me, bro, or whatever you told me. I don't know. Like, well, you want to fight me? You want? And I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I was just like, I'm not in the mood. And then you're like, okay, let's me and you fight, Milo.
No, he told me.
Oh, and then you're like, you're like, oh, you want to fight me then?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's like, so I'm just like,
oh my God.
I guess.
I was like, that it sucked though. It really did suck for me. I did feel bad. And then I apologized to him. I'm like, I'm so sorry I hurt you, you know? And then he's like, it's okay. I'm upset. And I'm like, why are you upset? He's like, because you punched me.
But it's like, okay,
like, dude, I'm apologizing. And then he's like, no, when we fight, don't punch me in my teeth, or we're not gonna be friends. And I'm just like, okay. He gets up and he's like, you want to fight? No, bro, I don't want to fight you. Like, I'm traumatized. I'm never gonna fight you again, because we be going at it, like, right, me and Milo.
Yeah.
But I do take off my rings because I don't want to, like, you know. And then that happened. I was like, damn, that sucked.
Yeah.
But changing the parenting life to our business life, let's talk about this and much more.
Okay.
Let's talk about the news.
What news?
From Spotify.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it's nothing crazy like that.
I think it's crazy.
But I mean, we have like we were able to like make money off the podcast now. Very slightly.
Yeah.
Very
officially, guys.
Yeah. So we had to record a.
I wish we had the little thing like the. Oh, we do, right? This.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's that.
No, you're playing all
that
these
one.
right
One. Okay, guys, we officially got our first ad.
You have to hold it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got a notification from Spotify, and they're like, oh, you know, like you're able to like record an ad or whatever, you know, and then we'll play it like in the beginning of the episodes on Spotify only though. So the audio.
It's in the beginning.
It's in the beginning.
Oh, I screenshotted it last night because I've been listening to our episodes so I can catch it, and I finally got it at the beginning.
Yeah, it's just in the beginning. So if you go down on Spotify and you're just like playing, some of them will pop up, some won't. Like it's just like
I see.
Random, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we took turns like reading. So it's like pretty much a script, and then you have to read it, and then so we took turns. I was in the closet, you know, and then you did it like here.
Yeah, here.
But on the phone, right? But then I started.
I only tried once.
But then I'm like, you know what? I was like, nah, it needs to blend in. So I'm like, so I sat here and I recorded it on the mic and everything. So it sounds
on
like
that side?
Yeah. So it sounds like it's part of like the podcast.
Of the podcast, yeah. The quality of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give that news to you guys if y'all hadn't noticed. If you watch us on YouTube, you're not gonna see the ad because it's only strictly on Spotify. But yeah, it was super cool when Roland sent me the thing. I was like, that is so dope. I was super, super excited. Like,
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not like a major ad, no, but I'm grateful for the ad. Like, I'm just grateful for it. Like, it's just...
Yeah, because now I feel like we're not that, oh, yeah, now we got an ad and now we're like...
It took us a year and a half to get our first ad like that.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm fucking happy for it. Like, and it's just, to me, it's just like, okay, like, this is now gonna bring in some sort of small revenue, you know, like...
Yeah.
So it means a lot. Like...
Yeah, it does.
It's just all fucking work, man.
Honestly, like, it is... it's exciting because, like I said, it took us a year and a half, but even from the year and a half that we've been doing this, like, it's amazing to see how much we've grown.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, I feel like our episodes are so much better now. The quality's better. The setup is better. You know, like, it's just, we keep getting better. And, like, even people that come on here and give us feedback is, like, really good. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy? Like, we had gone so long. Like, we've changed things up, you know, the couches, and now we got tables, whatever. We added stuff on the walls. We still don't have a fucking logo thing, like, you know, but it's not like that we don't know. It's not like, because obviously we'll bring this up later on today, like on the podcast about like Jesse and Lucia coming over. Mm-hmm. But they're like, oh, you know, you should put the logos on the mics, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's not things that we don't know, but we just haven't done it, you know. Yeah. Like, so we don't have a sign.
We've been looking for this.
Yeah, pero so, like, because I don't want one for this much more. For this much more, I want like a something, a frame or algo, something different, but not a neon sign.
No, yeah, but for Entre Nos, I do want the neon sign.
Yeah, because some neon signs, not that this one would be not good, but some neon signs are kind of corny.
I know, but I like the ones you showed me.
No, yeah, the ones that we found are pretty good.
Yeah. Are we gonna get sponsorships for that? Or nah?
Como?
Like, post whoever wants to sponsor our sign. Y'all are more than welcome to. And we'll shout them
I'm
out
down.
for an
honestly,
episode.
I'm down. Because honestly, I was like, all right. I was going to talk about this, but like, you know, we've been fortunate to like have guests who bring us gifts, you know.
Oh, I know. I love it.
So it's like, it's never expected, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like whenever they're like, oh, what size are you, or do you like this, and I'm just like, damn, that's pretty dope, you know. And then they pull up with the gift bag instead of just like, you know.
I know,
because normally I would pull up with just a shirt, but they're bringing like gift bags and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this is pretty dope, you know.
I know, like when we give Lucia and this dude, I want to give them in a gift bag.
But
I was gonna pull up with the shirts, but now that you said that, I'm not. I'm gonna give them a gift bag.
Yeah, like, so I'm just like, because it's like, it's almost like presenting in a package or presenting in like,
it's a gift.
Yeah,
and it makes it more.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, we really appreciate all that stuff, you know, and I kind of want to do a PO box too, you know.
Oh yeah, I know.
And just so people can just like send us stuff, and like we'll open it here on the podcast and stuff like that, like maybe on the end or in the beginning, I don't know yet, but I think things like that I'm super open to, you know.
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I think the PO box would be a good idea because if we do have people that do want to send, they can send to This and Much More or to Entre Nos, like, you know. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's easier for me to open them with. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break.
We'll be right back.
So like we want to do that then for sure. Like I do think that we should put like different tiers of it.
It's called Patreon.
Patreon?
Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
There's tiers in that. That's the whole deal with that. Oh. It's like you start a Patreon and then like people can donate, like, but it's like there's different tiers. So it's like if you want to donate $1, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast. If you want to donate $5, we'll give you a shout out and you'll get a sticker, stuff like that. Like depending what they donate, they get something in return.
Damn, we need to sit down and work on that then for sure.
Yeah, pero But sometimes I think like Patreon, como que people don't really pay attention to it as much anymore like that. You know? So, pero I kind of wouldn't want to go that route either. I'd just rather like drop like merch and stuff like that, you know?
I don't know. I like the monthly thing.
It's not a monthly thing.
The Patreon?
Yeah, it's not a monthly thing.
Oh, it's not?
Actually, I don't know.
We can do something that just works for us. It doesn't have to be that. Like, we can call it whatever we want. Do it, whatever.
Yeah, I guess because I've seen other podcasts do it and then
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work out.
No, yeah, but I just think that we can do whatever we think works for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I mean, we can sit down and talk about that like separately or whatever. But yeah, what's one goal you have for This and Much More this year?
For sure, I just want to hit 1,000 subs. I just want to hit 1,000. I mean, we were just at 850. I was just like, I was telling you off camera, like, oh yeah, like, guys, we're at 849. Who wants to be the 50th, 850, you know? And then it went to 851. And now we're like in the 870s.
I know. Oh, actually.
What are we at right now?
Right now, we are at 875.
Man, that's dope.
875, 25 from 900.
Yeah,
I feel like once we do 900, it's pushing and pushing.
Yeah, as soon as we hit 900, I'm gonna be pushing like every day. Honestly, I'm gonna be like, yo, subscribe. You know,
you should do a flyer.
like JOP. Subscribe.
Oh yeah.
But what?
You should do like an Instagram thing already, like for the stories time, like how you sent it to me and Alondra, and do the subscribe so we can put it on our personals too.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like, if they see that, they know they gotta subscribe. Like, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
We're about to become annoying.
Yeah, I mean, we have to. Not everybody sees the stories, you know. So.
And then, so yeah, my goal for This Much More, I feel like it was hitting the 1,000, and then getting a sponsorship. But I feel like we just got the ad. It's not like a sponsorship, but
yeah,
because it's still like the ad. I don't know, like. It amazes me like how we have that. I mean, maybe a lot of Spotify's podcasters get it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But still, like, we got it already. Yeah. That's dope. Like, if anything, if Spotify gives it to all the podcasters they have, cool. That's cool. But we already got it too. So it's like, that's what makes me feel like, all right, we're getting noticed. You know?
Yeah, looking at it like that, yeah. Porque I guess I am very también tunnel vision towards our podcast. Like, I don't really pay attention to others like that, you know? I watch what I watch, you know? Yeah. But I don't like, oh, hey, that podcast got theirs like before me. Like, what the fuck? You know?
No. I don't like that either.
I know. I'm saying that the way I was looking at it was like, oh, yeah, everybody gets it. Everybody gets the ad once they reach a certain threshold, you know? Pero... That's how I was like, that's why I was like, oh, it's not that crazy, you know? And that's when you're like, it is crazy. But it's crazy for us. Yeah. It's cool, you know? That's how I see it, so.
No, yeah. Because I was just like, yeah, I know that Spotify didn't just pick us. Like, I know they give them to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
But the fact that they noticed us already, or we reached whatever the requirement was, like, we reached it, and now we have it.
Yeah, so. He's calling us.
Oh, he is? Oh, just by the way, guys, Milo's here. It's Saturday morning, so if y'all hear him or if he walks in, y'all are gonna know basically. But yeah, so one of my goals, like I said, for This and Much More was to reach the 1,000 followers and then getting like a sponsorship of some way, you know, of some type or whatever. So now I'm just excited to hit the 1,000 because I feel like once you hit we hit the 1,000, it's just like. We're reaching the requirements for YouTube. I don't know how much YouTube or how they do the whole payout, you know, but I like that through one of our platforms it's already happening.
Yeah, we're monetized.
We're monetized, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get monetized on YouTube though.
I know that's like.
I don't think that's where the main money is gonna be from. It is gonna be from the sponsorships and all that once we blow up, you know.
Yeah, you think so?
It is.
I thought it was gonna be from YouTube.
Nah, YouTube, yeah, it pays you like. Depends. It depends. We're a podcast, so I don't know what the rate is for podcasts, you know. Pero I know.
I was always thinking that the money was gonna come from YouTube.
No, it does. But you're
right.
A lot of people get more money off of sponsorships.
Yeah.
So with that, también another thing that I want to talk about, like for the podcast, is just like getting like obviously more guests, you know, but we have to obviously we have to draw the line, like I don't think we've had a guest where I don't feel comfortable having them here at the house, you know, porque did I say I don't feel comfortable? I don't feel uncomfortable.
That you didn't feel comfortable bringing here to the house.
Yeah. Porque there's people that I want to get on, but I'm just like, not that I'm like, oh, I don't want to bring them to the house, but there's no relationship yet, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, because as y'all know, we do have the podcast here at the house. We were looking into getting a place like a while back, but we decided not to because it would have been considered an expense on our books technically, and we didn't want that. So then now we're just waiting to see once we start making money off the podcast for it to pay itself for that space.
Yeah, so hopefully we get to that. That's another goal.
Yeah,
like a spot, you know,
like a spot for sure.
But oh man, it's gonna be kind of weird because I like having it here though.
Yeah, because we don't gotta go nowhere.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I know if there was a spot, if we had a spot, it would feel, you would feel more.
It'll be on the next level.
Yeah, pero you'll feel more like it's a job, like it's como bien like official. Porque there's times, and I'm not gonna lie, there's times when we have to do like our podcast, and sometimes since it's right here, sometimes we'll be in the living room, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, and if we have to schedule time to do even our episode, then you know
it's a thing, you know, like.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if like, hey, you want to go to the studio, like, so we can go do a podcast, like. It's like getting ready, having a drive over there. I think it's different. It'll make me more exciting, you know?
Yeah, it'll be more of a job.
More of a job, but not like it's a job. But it's more of like, hell yeah, I got a space to go to.
Yeah, I don't think people feel like, it's a job.
Like that?
Unless it's like, because it's something you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? And then we also wanted to talk about entre nos. Right?
Okay.
So...
I have a few critiques.
What?
Well, it's because I've seen somebody put it on TikTok. But I know you guys go off of topics and then they're on your phone and stuff, you know? But somebody, and I'm not gonna lie, I did grab a clip about like, would you call the cops on your kids? You know what I'm talking about? And then esta, you know, like, I see like on her phone. But obviously it's a clip. But before that, she was reading something. But then the whole time you're talking to her, she's just like, I see like scrolling on her phone. You know what I'm saying? So somebody was like, how are you gonna have a podcast and like be on your phone? You know? But I was thinking like, it's not a critique at all, but it's just like, how would you like avoid that, where it's like you can read something off the phone and then just like leave them alone and just like.
Yeah, I think for that one, she was looking for some statistics or whatever of a conversation we were already having.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole, how would you call the cops on your kids thing
came about.
Yeah. But yeah, I think on that one, we should have had the statistics ready to go. Yeah. I think that's how we could just avoid that. Yeah. But I had asked her while we were recording, can
you look up some shit?
Yeah, can you look up?
Yeah, but you should do that like off camera.
No, you know I know. It's just things we know, but it's just things that just happen, you know?
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, you guys, I feel like it's a good podcast. Like, it's a good segment that we have, like, under Studio 1017.
I know.
And I feel like it's gaining hella traction now, you know?
I know. I really like it. Like, honestly, I think I can be myself. Like, when we do our episodes, I feel like I can be myself a little bit more. But since that one, it's, like, just me and her, I feel like it's me, like...
It's kind of crazy.
What?
For you to say that.
What do you mean?
Because it's like, you can't be yourself with me.
Oh my God, I just said, when it's just you and me, I can be myself.
You said that?
Yes. I just said that. And I'm like, and then entre nos, it's just me and her. So it's just, we don't have guests.
No, you said, it's just me and her. I can be myself.
Yeah, I said that first. And then I said, or whenever it's just me and you. I can be, you can replay it whenever you record it, whenever you edit, and you can go listen to it. But yeah, like, obviously I can be myself with you. I mean, why wouldn't I be able to?
Well, you've said it before that you can't.
With specific things, like, I don't go clowning on entre nos either, the way I don't go clowning with you.
Clowning Clowning, como?
Like, así, being a chistosa or being funny.
Clowning,
or like,
clowning on entre nos.
Yeah, I don't go clowning on entre nos.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't go and be like, no.
No, me neither.
I know, but you said, you've said it before that you can't be yourself with me. Mm-hmm. But that's the only thing.
So you're mad?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
I was just saying, you know.
Because you're like, you're picking at something that not good.
I wasn't picking anything.
Then why would you say
I wasn't, because I was like, oh, you can't be yourself around me? Because I literally thought you said like that, like, oh, that's why I like it, because I can be myself. Like with me and you, like, yeah, I can, whatever. I don't even say I can be myself, but then you're like, but with me and her, like, it's me. Like, and I was just like, damn, like, that's kind of crazy. That's why. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm just like, damn. So with this one, it's como que,
it's more it's not more professional, but it is in a way, because we have guests. So whenever we have guests, like, I try not to talk about my experiences too much, because we're talking about
but you
our
should.
Guests. I know, and I do sometimes, but it's not the same whenever we're recording entre nos. It's just like we're literally talking about her experience and mine. It's just a back and forward thing. But whenever we have guests, like, I try not, I'll talk about my experiences to something I relate to the guest, but I try not to take too much time. So I just leave like a lot of stuff out just to be like, oh yeah, me too, you know, like that. And then I focus back on them, or like personal experiences, you know, or the personal life, you know. But with Entre Nos, it's just like, it's literally like about me and her, you know, and then the stories we get. So, and then when we do our episodes like this one, I feel like I can be myself, like if I'm recording with her, like that. Excuse me.
Right.
Why you a little hurt? You're hurt or what?
I'm not hurt at all. I'm like least hurt, like straight up, like
least hurt.
Yeah, I'm like the whatever hurt is. I'm like total opposite, like like straight up. Like I was like, damn, like
y'all
this girl.
Comment down below if y'all think Roland's jealous that I have another co-host.
Okay, jealous. That's probably like, you know, if hurt is here and jealous is here, I'm total opposite of jealous. Like,
babe,
I'm not even
you're
kidding.
You're sounding jealous right now by saying that and doing all that. It makes you sound.
No, I'm giving you like a scale of like, you think I'm here, and I'm like,
no, I know you're not jealous. I know.
No, I'm like, yeah. It's one of those things where, you know how you're like, I don't care. You know?
Don't care.
And Lego's like, it seems like you do, because that's all you say, you know?
Yeah.
The more I say that I'm not jealous, it's going to seem like, so I'm just going to stop it there. Okay. But I'm not.
I don't care. But that's true, though. It's so funny, because when you told me that Lego said that, I'm just like, yeah, it's true. Because I do say that a lot. I'm like, I don't care. But how else would I express myself that I don't care? Just by not talking about it.
Yeah, not talking about it.
But what if it's brought up? It's just
no, yeah. Like if people are like, because I feel like now we have like this thing where like people see us and they're like, man, they don't care about shit, you know, like that's cool, you know, like
is
like,
it though?
Like I see like how can I be like them and not give a fuck, you know? I feel like it's kind of like that. We have like that thing with us, you know. But it's like I don't wanna. You don't show that by saying like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's just like, just don't.
You sounded super gangster.
You know what I'm saying, my boy?
Okay.
But
no, yeah, I feel like I want to stop saying I don't care so much on the podcast. Thankfully, we've gotten a few negative feedbacks, like just yesterday or whatever.
Yeah, I talked back to one because
I know, and you posted it on Studio. I'm like, so unprofessional.
No, I was gonna say worse, but I was like, I'll just say, and your mama don't like you, you know.
I was like, damn, this
just
boy,
chill. It's
guys,
chill.
That's not me replying back to y'all because I really don't care, but it's Roland. Like he goes replying back to these people.
Yeah, I told you, I was like, we were watching Beef. And then, you know, when it's the girl, she's like pointing a gun at the phone like this, like, you know, and the husband's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's me in the comments.
Yeah,
like,
that literally is. You should have put that meme. You should have done a meme out of that.
I should have done a meme.
But like right now, like on YouTube, like, you know, Rollie he posts the clips, right? And somebody said, oh, that's why it's so important to have a dad.
Like that? I was going to reply to that. And it's but I'm like, okay, he could say it like in a no piensa in what he says, where he thinks he has a point, which it's important to have a dad, but it's important to have a mom. So, you know, maybe, I don't know. I was like, okay, he might mean it like, oh, it's important to have two parents or some shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to take it as super negative, porque I did take it like, oh, he sees a podcast with two girls and he's probably thinking that they're single mothers or something. So.
And Alondra don't even have kids.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I'm not even going to say anything.
And then somebody said, lame ass podcast. And then Roland said, and your mama don't like you. He said, lame podcast.
He's like, lame ass podcast. Shut your bitch ass up.
Okay.
Okay. See, that's what I wanted to reply. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. That's what I wanted to reply. But I was like, I'm gonna put and your mama don't like. You know what? I was like, what would bother me? Right? And if somebody told me some shit about my mom, like así como
that's
que,
disrespectful though, babe.
I don't know this dude. Fuck him. And I'm not gonna say and mom. Because I didn't want to go that crazy. So I was like, and your mama don't like
He's wild. He has limits. And then we had the clip of where we talk about poop.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
That was funny.
It was a real serious clip too.
I know, but because we were talking about my
like,
near-death experiences. But you know, that one was whenever, because I told her I had fainted.
Yeah.
But obviously you made it to where
I'm gonna make two clips for the YouTube explaining yours and then explaining hers.
Oh, okay. So then somebody said
one of hers,
we look at it plus smell the fingers to see if we got someone like that. Is fucking gross. That is gross. I didn't even read it until I was reading it right now.
What? That you look at your poop and what?
He said we look at it
at the
plus smell your fingers to see if we got some on it. You don't need to smell your fucking fingers, dude. You gotta wash your hands. Like Milo, you forgot to wash your hands. And I'm just like, okay, bro.
Yeah, he's the last person.
He's really good at it.
No, he is, but I've caught him twice already. Okay, I hear him go to the restroom, and then, yesterday he went to the restroom, and then I didn't hear a flush. I didn't hear the sink, and then he goes to the table and he grabs his soda, and I'm like, bro, go wash your hands and go flush that toilet. Yeah, he's like, okay, and he does that.
Got you.
I got you.
Okay, so right now I was like this, but I was looking at you. So if you made a clip of it, people would be like, damn, she's on her phone.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but I
they
mean,
don't know.
Yeah, but you could have just set it down.
And that's why I did. But I'm saying, but it's just things that you don't even think, because I'm listening to what you're saying that I don't even realize that I have my phone up like that, But yeah, that was fucking gross. The whole smell your fingers to see if you got some on it.
Real quick though, I just saw a video. I don't know if you saw it, where some girls are recording. What's the food thing called where people take your food to your house? Like Uber Eats or whatever the fuck. Like there's another one, the red DoorDash. And the guy, he was waiting at Whataburger, I think, and he's scratching his ass or whatever. He literally scratches his ass and then
over his clothes.
And the girls recording, they're like, you see, those are the guys taking y'all's food to y'all, because y'all are lazy and don't want to come get your food. And then he's there scratching his ass, and then he smelled his hand, and then they bring the food out, and then he scratched it again, and then they bring the food out, and then he's grabbing the straw, putting it in the bag. He's tying the bag, and then he grabbed the drink, and I'm just like, damn. And I think they're like, man, I pray to God for whoever has that food or whatever.
That is so gross. Thank God that we're not that lazy. We're too cheap to pay somebody to deliver our food.
Because that's fucking wild.
That is gross. I think if anything, I would have somebody that I know, and I would just pay them.
Y yo también, honestly, I don't think... I don't think I've ever had anybody hey, can you bring me food? Unless it's my brother, they say, hey, y'all want something? I'm about to go over there or some shit.
Yeah, I think for me,
shit
it's been my
normal,
siblings
but it's
too. Ned and David.
Yeah.
That they're too lazy, so they want.
And knowing me, because sometimes when we pick up food, when I pick up food for us, on the way home, I'm just grabbing a fry or something. Imagine the DoorDash.
You definitely couldn't do a DoorDash.
I know.
You couldn't be a DoorDasher.
They won't notice. Damn, I feel like I would do that.
That is so wrong and disgusting.
That's why I would never be a DoorDash guy.
But the next comment was, this is why we shouldn't... I wanted to talk about this one. It says, this is why people shouldn't have access to podcasting software. And I'm just like, dude, you realize podcasting is just like literally nothing. There's no like... It's so dumb. And you replied.
I did?
You said, Kaya, Kaya.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Just like cállate la boca or something.
Yeah, I know. But Kaya, Kaya, he said it in English and he replied in Spanish.
I know. Because I want them to be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I honestly, like, okay, when I do put some thought into like talking shit back, and I kind of want to win them over, like, or win the thing with like, that I'm fucking bilingual, you know, like,
yeah,
like,
okay,
or just
you're
say
so
shit
tough.
like, no, imagine saying some shit like Spanish, like,
and they reply in like Japanese, then you're gonna be like, what?
I'll be like, block. You're on my channel. You know,
somebody said, bro, you gotta look to see how big it is. I agree with that one. I look to see how big it is, because sometimes I mean, I don't want to talk about poop,
yeah,
right?
I'm not about to, so
yeah. And then somebody says, if it floats, that means there's a lot of fat.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, and then it's the...
So then the best comment, I'm going to put it out there, is from Star.
Pin it.
Oh, I am going to pin it, actually. She said, LOL, I love this. Fades is right, though. If your poop floats, that means there's a lot of fat in it, which means your body isn't breaking down and absorbing fats the way it should. Facts right there. That's literally this conversation only happened because I wanted to read this comment, Star's comment, you know? So with that being said, yeah, Entre Nos is doing, I love it. I feel like, again, it's a different podcast. It's a different segment of Studio 1017. I love doing it with Alondra. I mean, I just feel like we just crack each other up at all times, you know? And, with that being said, did you have anything else to say about it?
Yeah, I do, pero let's go on a quick break.
Okay, because
this thing is about to go off, so.
Okay, porque you still have a few minutes.
Hey, man.
Okay.
I'd rather be safe, you know.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. I also wanted to say that for the Entre Nos, like, well, I was gonna ask like if you guys are gonna have like guests and stuff.
Yeah.
Or have you ever talked about that?
Yeah, the episode dropping on Wednesday, we actually talk about that.
Like having a guest over.
Yeah, we wanted to have a guest. And I was telling her, because she told me the person. Remember I told you who she wanted to bring on?
No.
Oh, you didn't remember? Oh, she didn't remember either. And I'm like, oh, it's a girl. I'm like, her name's a shape. And then she's like, what? And I'm just like, her name's a shape. And then she's like, she couldn't figure it out. And you're trying to figure it out too. And then I forgot to tell her off camera who she was talking about. But yeah, basically we want to bring guests, but
I think the only one that I can come up with is Diamond. That's a girl's name, right?
Yeah, but who do you know that's Diamond?
I don't know. If I don't mean, oh hey, this is my friend Square, like that.
I mean, it's a girl. Her name's
What's up, Circle? I don't know.
What other shapes is there? There's not that many.
Rhombus. Rectangle. Oval. Star. Oh, okay. Star. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I told her, I was like, hey, your name, you told me her name was in Spanish, but it's still a shape. And then she still couldn't figure it out. And I'm just like, man, I'll tell you after. But I never told her. But yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. So she's watching. I'm pretty sure she heard it, you know. But yeah, we want to bring you on, girl. So hopefully we'll be able to get with you sometime soon and schedule something, you know, because we record in the mornings on Mondays.
Oh, that's true.
And her booking is really crazy, so it won't work for us to have consecutive guests.
Yeah,
so
I feel like one every
like,
now and then would be.
Yeah, it'll
cool.
just like sparkled here and there, you know.
Yeah, pero también if you were to do that, like I wouldn't want it to be like a. Obviously, we don't focus on interviews here either, pero también not like, oh, let's let it be about the guest. Like, it's like, no, you're just joining in on the conversation.
Yeah, I just think we want people to talk about whatever topic we have for that episode
with their own experiences,
with their input. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty dope. But yeah, so overall, like, entre nos and this and much more, we're on a good track. I was just talking to Saint, and he was like, how have y'all been, you know? And I was like, bro, I'm like, honestly, we just been super busy just working, but like right now, like, the podcast has like traction. Like right now we're just like consistency, pushing it, you know? So it's like, honestly, like, a lot of my work consists of podcast work.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
So with that being said, I did have a last question or topic for the podcast. So from the previous episodes that we've had with this and much more, what is something you feel like you've taken?
You know what I always ask for, or for what I'm always hoping to see, is just like for somebody to give me their experiences on something that I'm like dealing with. So like delegating, stuff like that. So when people come on and they're just like talking about like, oh yeah, you know, I used to do all this work and now I learned to like kind of like give it to other people, and just, you know, I was like, okay, those are the things I like to hear, you know. And because you're like, well, so and so has said something like that before, and you're still asking. Remember there was an episode where you're like, why do you, people are telling you and you still want to know more?
I think I remember.
But I'm like, because it's not just like, oh, one person's thing. I just want to hear like
their experiences.
So like the following, the podcasts that haven't dropped yet, which are Exclusive Elements and Hip Hop Vintage Flea Market / Second Slice, you know?
Yeah. / Resale Phones.
Yes. I was like, con ellos, that I get that from both of them, from both podcasts. Like the whole, like them starting off, you know, and then not that they were struggling, but it's like a struggle at first, and then slowly they become more successful. They're able to like delegate the work or whatever, and now they're just like there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like to get off the podcast. Just like little gems here and there, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I'm the same way, especially with Jesse and Lucia, like their podcast. I feel like I connected with them a lot. And
no, I think we ended that night like down.
Yeah, I feel like with that one, asking her, because I feel like the way she described it was perfect. Like, all right, the house is running, right, between you and I. And you're the front of the house and I'm the back of the house. But in our case, really, like, you're taking care of everything, right? And her being the one to learn, like, all the, like, I don't know,
back end stuff.
Yeah, it's what I was like, damn, all right, like, you know. So going into that, I'm so happy that we had them as guests, you know, because with them we rescheduled a lot, and, you know, stuff like that had happened. And then once we had them on the podcast, I was like mind blown. Like, talking to them is so crazy. It was literally like
future version
of us.
Yeah.
And now the whole, with this leading into like a mentor, right? A mentor. And honestly, her basically like taking me in, like, to teach me stuff, I'm like beyond happy, like, for real. Like, it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Like, and it just goes back to, like, I always say that the best thing from the podcast too is just like the relationships, you know.
Yeah, we
meet a lot of people, you know. Yes. And it's just like, because okay, I was telling you this yesterday, how I'm in everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the music, I'm in the clothing, I'm in like the vintage, I'm in like a lot of stuff, you know. And I'm just like, I want to work with all these people. Like, I know music managers, I know music video directors, I know, like, and I'm like, man, I want to know this guy, I want to know that guy. Like, if it's like Bad Bunny, and then it's Stills, which Stills is like the photographer / director, and then it's his manager. Like, I'm like, man, I don't want to just know Bad Bunny. I want to know like this guy and everybody. That guy, like everybody, you know. I want to build relationships. But I'm like, man, the podcast is the way to do that with everybody, no matter who does what.
Yeah, because we've had artists here. We've had the we've had artists, we had brands, we have the people who make the stuff for the brands.
Yeah, and that's what I want. So it's like, okay, antes, before the podcast, it's like, okay, well, to get with this manager, I have to like offer them and their artists like some designs.
Yeah.
For this brand, like, hey, I'll design your shit too, you know? Just stuff like that. I had to like kind of like work my way into see what I can offer, and then build a relationship off that offering. But now it's like we build a relationship, and now there's like offers stemming from the relationship, instead of a relationship stemming from the offer. ¿Me entiendes? So it's like, okay, like with the Dai Soho thing, right? Which I kind of want to have him on here. I do want to have him on here at some point. But like with him, it's like I didn't have anything with him. It was just like I offered him some design work, and from there a relationship was built, you know. And then we kind of fell off a little bit, you know. But if it was the other way around, if we had him on the podcast, then it'd be like, oh shit, like, okay, that's cool. And then from there, we have a well-established something, and from there, a lot of things can come up.
No, yeah, no.
So I love the fucking podcast for that.
No, yeah, I do think that the podcast is pretty dope. Like, I like that. Again, we've said it before, that the relationships part is probably our favorite. Building the connection, networking, because technically that's what it is, you know. And it, I don't know, it's a pretty dope thing. And then keeping the connections alive, like.
Yeah, so that I feel like is kind of hard, like.
For you.
Yeah, because I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself. So it's like, I think we do a pretty good job on our end to keep connections alive. You know what I mean? So, and the reason I say that, or what I mean by that, is like, okay, if let's just say like with Lucia and Jesse, right? They came on, and after that, we're like, all right. It's always like a thing, like, okay, let's keep the connections alive. So it's like, I don't want it just, we were here chopped it up for a few hours, y de ahí se acabó. Sometimes people can just leave, and then, that's it, you know? But it's like, nah, I want to keep that connection alive. So it's like, what do we do? You know, like, tú vas con Lucia, and you're learning from her. Like, we go to the sandwich shop, you know, and like, it's just like being around them, you know? With Exclusive Elements, pues, we already had a relationship prior to the podcast, you know, but it's like things we can do is like go to the store, you know, just say what's up, like just stuff like that. That's what I mean by keeping connections alive with people. Yeah, like, but
then you're always too busy.
Yeah, I get it, but that's the thing though. So it's like, it doesn't just have to be on my end, it can be on their end too. Like, if they want to keep a connection with us, then they could.
How?
Just by,
they're not gonna be like,
no. Yeah, we don't have a spot to go to. If we ever had a spot to go to, a studio or whatever, then that would be the way. Like, hey bro, come through. Like, we're cooking, or we're gonna have like a little chill day or whatever. Like, something like that. That's what I want. That's my like vision for it, you know. Porque, okay, I'll get into that right now. But other than that, like, it's just like keep staying connected with us. Like, if we post something, like them leaving a comment or responding on the DMs or just anything, you know.
Yeah, which some of them do.
No, some of them do, and I'm super grateful. But if they don't, it doesn't mean like
that they don't.
Yeah. Because I've said this before. It's like, porque at the end of the day, we all offer services. So it's like, we can just hit up each other for whatever reason on social media, pero if I really need somebody for something, pues I know that they're there and the relationship's there. So they'll help us out. You know what I mean? So it's like that. But that's why I say it's kind of hard keeping the relationships alive. Yeah. Or the connections alive. But it's doable. And I don't think there's ever been like a disconnect. Only with some people.
You think so?
Some people. Not everybody. It's probably like 1% maybe.
Out of the people we've had? Oh, yeah. You're right.
So maybe. But yeah, like, okay, like I just went to Jerry and Jennifer's shop. I haven't talked to them
since the podcast.
And I haven't dropped anything for Superior también, like, which them and Lone Wolf would like print, you know. But yeah, I get there, I call Jerry, and it's all like, oh, what's up, bro? Da-da-da. And and then I pull up, and then it's just all friendly vibes, and it's like it's all there, you know. Like that's what I like, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, I had relationships prior to the podcast.
Yeah.
But still, keeping connections alive. Porque when do we ever talk? It's just when we need services.
Mm-hmm.
Pero they don't look at it like...
It's like with Alex and Ree.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like with them, we're keeping the connections alive. But it's not like, oh, I'm just talking to you porque I'm trying to...
Keep the connection alive, yeah.
Alex does tattoos. He doesn't even tattoo me, you know? But we're now at this point, we're just homies, you know? Like, so that's what I like.
Yeah. And then, it's pretty cool. Like... And then, like, us going to LA and me hitting up at Medora.
Yeah, like just that. Like, yeah, because she's over there. So it's like, oh, yeah, I'll give you an itinerary or whatever. Like,
yeah, which needs to get back to me on that.
Yeah, things like that. Like, I'm really, like, grateful for, you know?
No, yeah, for sure. And what about how do you feel about, like, not fitting in?
Not fitting in?
Mm-hmm.
Pues como, like not fitting in how?
Like, how do you feel if you're in a scenario where you know you're not gonna fit in? Like, how does that make you feel?
You know,
or what's your process around that? Because if I'm being for real with you, like, okay, so Lucia, right? Like, she told me to show up at the hip hop, right? And I was nervous at first because I was just like, damn, what do I expect? Like, I mean, I used to be in the breakdance scene because of, you know, my sister, right? And then I used to go with her to all these little events that they would do, but it wasn't as big, or I never paid as much attention. But I remember certain people from that, right? Mm-hmm. And then pulling up with her, knowing that she runs the show, you know, and that I'm going to show up there to basically, like, help her with whatever she needs my help with, and her teaching me, which, man, honestly, like, on Sunday, I'm super excited for tomorrow. Like, tomorrow, that is hip hop vintage. Y'all are gonna see this Monday, so the hip hop vintage flea market.
Well, we're dropping a vlog next Friday, so it'll be on the vlog.
Okay. I'm excited for tomorrow because I already know, like, the fact it's so cool that, like, yesterday that I met up with her, not once, but we met up twice, you know. I have the blueprint, and then this morning she was texting me like, hey, don't kill me, but I added so-and-so. And I'm like, all right. But, like, who am I to be like, nah, what are you doing, you know? But the fact that she keeps me in mind now, it's cool, like, to me. And then having the blueprint, knowing where all the vendors are going to go, knowing where this, and that, like, knowing how to run the show, basically. Or she's teaching me that stuff, like, it's dope. Mm-hmm. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Why did I talk about her? Not fitting in. So then me last Sunday when I went to the smaller event, I was like, all right, like, I'm gonna show up. I'm not gonna know nobody, and the only person I'm gonna know is her, you know, because Jesse's not gonna be there. So then I show up, and I thought I wasn't gonna fit in. But then I literally told myself, because she's like, all right, we're going to sit on the stage, you know, whatever. And in my head, I'm like, who the hell am I to come sit on their stage? Like, I don't know nobody. I don't know. I'm sitting behind the DJ, you know, like, walking around. Like if I know what's going on, but in reality, I don't know because I'm here learning. So then I'm like, man, this is not my scene. You know, like, I don't know, like, a lot about the breakdancing stuff. Like, I like seeing it because it's cool, you know. But I did tell myself, like, man, why wouldn't I fit in? Like, why? Because I don't dance, you know? But then I was just like, nah, I offer more than that. Like, my conversations matter. Like, and that's what I told myself. So then I sat down with baby girl and I was just conversating with her. She's a breakdancer. I'm not. She knows about that. I don't. But the conversation just, like, it was good. And then, yeah, when you showed up, I introduced you or whatever. And she was really cool, you know? Like, so my point is, like, for me personally, like, if I know it's a scene where I feel like I don't fit in, talking to myself mentally and telling me, like, well, why wouldn't I fit in? You know, just because you don't do it or because that's not it, like, that doesn't mean you can't have a conversation with this other person, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're people, like, you know. But yeah, that was my thought in that. So that's why I wanted to ask you, like, what was your thought process behind that?
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I never thought to myself about fitting in anywhere. Porque growing up in school and stuff, like I was never like, I never had like a niche, like a clique of like, where do I fit in here? You know, like it's just like I just knew. I think
weren't you like in drumline?
Yeah, but I mean, do you think I'm a band nerd? You know, like I'm not a band nerd. ¿Me entiendes? Like, okay, like drumline. Like
I honestly, I never thought like drumline was like full of nerds. I always thought it was
no. I don't mean nerd, but it's like a band nerd is somebody that like likes band. Like they like like I watched Drumline, the Nick Cannon movie, and I wanted to play snare, and I saw Stevenson has a drumline. Like, let me join. You know,
and then
I became the main snare guy. You know,
the captain.
Let
them know you were the captain.
Shit. but yeah, and then I'm like, I wanted to learn like the fast, you know, and all that stuff, you know, and yeah, so it's like they might have been like those like some because some of them didn't really care, you know, it's just the school needed a drumline. But some of them, they were probably really into it. And others, like myself, I was just like, I'm just here for this. That's what I like. I'm not como que I like to go to the football games to play. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I just wanted to learn how to play the snare fast, you know? It's like that. So it's like, I was cool with them. I was never a sports guy. Like, it's just, there was never like a
place for you to fit in. Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, back then, like, I was like, I like Dragon Ball Z. I like music. I like rap, you know. Pero, okay, I had my friends that like rap, but they don't like Dragon Ball Z. I have like these guys that like Dragon Ball Z, but they don't give a fuck about rap. They rather listen to rock. Like, it's just, I was never a who can I hang out with? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, no, I feel like the same.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. That in a prior episode, you said that you grew up like that too. So it's like that you knew a lot of people. You know?
Yeah. Like I feel like remember DJ. DeGenera.
Oh yeah.
Like her, I feel like her clique of friends were like the super smart ones, but I was cool with all of them, and that's why she would offer to do my homework sometimes, and I'm like, I'll pay you, you know, like whatever. And then I had like the cool friends, like I knew them, and then I was so good in math, so I knew the people that were good in math. Like, yeah, I feel like I was always just like,
yeah, and that's exactly how I grew up too. Like I would, like in school in high school, it was John and Twan. Like those were the John? Two. You remember John? He was big. He was like big. He was chunky. It was literally that was like, I would like hang out with him. Damn, it's crazy. You don't remember John?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I remember Twan.
Yeah. But ellos dos were like porque obviously like I had my friend like Huicho, Carlos and all them, but I looked at them like their own clique.
Yeah.
You know, but they were like the ones I hung out with a lot too. But like Twan and John were the ones that like I kind of felt like most comfortable.
I'm confusing John with Isaac.
No, and they're super like different.
Yeah.
We were all different. It's like if we were the outcasts or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's funny. But what about now as an adult? Like,
okay, so now as an adult, it's kind of the same, but like more mature. So it's like, now I don't try to find people. I don't try to find who do I fit in with. You know, it's just like people just come to me for something, and then that's it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's still no click for me. Like, you know how recently I just stopped like taking commissions for design, right? And one of the clients was like, well, if you're gonna do that, I respect that, whatever. But can you just send me somebody, like, or who do you recommend? I know you know some graphic designers, right? And I was like, damn, I don't know any graphic designers. I know graphic designers, but I don't know graphic designers who do stuff for others. ¿Me entiendes? Yeah. I was like, damn. So I told him, honestly, bro, I'm like, I don't know any graphic designers. Like, at least I know people who do stuff for their own stuff. They design their own stuff, but like as far as like work for others,
like taking commissions.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. Like, and you would think like
you would know.
I would know, because that's my whole deal, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't fit in. I don't feel like
you don't have a graphic designer clique.
No, I have graphic designer like people who I talk to, but one's in Baltimore, the other one's in
That's wild.
Yeah, and he's the one that's like, yeah, they all give me game, you know.
Yeah, who's the one that was gonna help you with the resume?
The one in Baltimore. Yeah, se llama it's Chance, pero without an E, so it's Chank, but it's Chance. Se llama. Shout out him. And but yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like now as an adult, my perfect scenario was like going over there, you know, to that event.
Yeah, porque that's
but it's just like I was put in a situation where I'm like, I'm showing up whether I know or I don't know, you know. And then there I was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna. I told myself, well, I'm good at conversating. That's what I'm gonna do here, like conversate with people, you know. And that's how I just met the few people that I introduced you to, you know. And yeah,
you know, and now thinking about it, I'm like, okay, now the grown-up version of middle school is now, porque it's the same thing. Like, I don't imagine if this podcast was just like, okay, let's just have parents, like it's just only parents or something like that, or let's just have people who like to do like, I don't know, like music, like that's my clique, that's my who I fit in with, just music. But it's like, nah, like we fit in with everybody.
Yeah, because I did think that too. Like I'm just like, well, you're the one bringing the guests, basically, right? And then like I don't have knowledge of whatever.
We just morph into whatever is in front of us.
Yeah, and
like,
it's just literally at the end of the day, it is a conversation. It is. If you think about it, that's it. Yeah, the conversating.
And you know what I want to talk about? Porque that kind of like me saying like, oh, that we morph into whoever is talking to us or whatever. Like, I don't. There's ways to talk to people, right? And I always tell you this. How much time do we have? Oh, we're about to go on break.
You want to go on a break before you go? Yeah,
let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Okay. Monster.
Shout out Monster, man.
Shout out Monster.
It's one of my guilty pleasures.
Am I your guilty pleasure?
Wink, wink.
Oh, okay. You don't gotta answer that. Sorry.
Of course. I mean, are you considered one like that?
I don't know. Am I?
It doesn't make me feel guilty.
Okay. Before, I want to stay on topics because that was a critique we did get for Entre Nos, and me and her do go a lot off topic. You were going to say something before we went on break. What was it?
Just how to talk to people.
Oh.
Do you want me to continue that? Or what were you going to say?
Go ahead. No, say what you were going to say. Because I'm pretty sure, imagine going on break, you're like, oh, I'll talk about it right now. And then we're back, and then you don't say, and people are going to be like, what the fuck?
I knew. No, but what I wanted to say is like, how when you talk to people, like, okay, because we're talking about like morphing, right? Mighty Morphing Power Rangers, right? And then it's like when I talk to people, I don't talk about myself like that. But some people are like very like about themselves, and I'm just like,
honestly, do you consider me like that?
No, like, okay, I'm a graphic designer. I'm a creative in general. Like if somebody's like, hey, what are you? What do you do? I'm just like, well, I'm a creative, right? Just do a lot of shit. Pero when I talk to people, I'm just like, man, bro, the other day I was working on a design, man. That shit fucking whooped my ass, dog. Like, you know, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, I it's crazy because I don't ever tell people that. If I talk to...
You tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, or... It's just never a conversation. Yeah, like it's crazy because I morph myself into whoever's in front of me, but they don't morph themselves into what we do, what I do. So if like I'm talking to somebody like, and they're like, I'm gonna choose a subject that I haven't met somebody like, let's say a plumber, right? I don't know. Let's say a plumber. Do I know any plumbers? I don't know.
No.
Let's say a plumber, and they're like, if I'm talking to them and they're like, man, dude, like, watch, like, look at this fucking leak, man. Like, I had to go get a fucking you know, a half-inch pipe, you know, and then I had to get in there and move all the stuff around in the walls, and I'm just like there like, okay, cool, you know, that's cool, tell me, you know. But then they start naming tools, they start naming like angles, and they start naming like, maybe it's not a good example, but it's like when they get really really detailed into what they do, and they name things or name people that they associate with, and I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, that's when I know that you're talking a little bit about yourself, too much about yourself. Would you agree with that or no?
It just depends how they're talking, because what if it's a story they're telling you?
Okay.
Then it's different, because it's a story, and then that just makes you a great listener.
No, pero okay, because you've done it too, where you name people, and I'm just like, who the fuck is that? Like you're like, you can be like, yeah, I was talking to James, right? And then so and so, whatever. I was talking to James and Stephanie, and they were like, you know, laughing. And I'm like, who the fuck is James? Like, I see, like, you're already telling me stuff, and I'm like you lost me, porque I'm like, who's James? Like, you could be like, all right, babe, so at this place, at Hip Hop Vintage, like, there's a guy named James, and he's like this manager of a store or whatever. Like, well, anyway, he was there. I see. But if you were like, yeah, man,
it's just, but to you, it really is just like how they're telling you the story is what matters. I think if you think about it. Because if they started telling you who the person was, and then they go into the story and telling you about it, then yeah. But then if they're just going into the story without taking into account that you don't know, that whenever...
Yeah. That's one... Yeah. That plays a part in it.
Yeah.
In the whole thing.
Yeah, because... Yeah, it does play a part in it, you know. But then it's just... I guess I'm trying to get to see, like, how they talk about...
I can't explain it without outing the people. Without saying the exact examples. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So
then there's just people in your life that like to talk about themselves, right?
Yeah, but the whole thing is like, learn how to talk about yourself. Like, porque sometimes you just...
Or learn how to shut up.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of the times...
Like...
But this only... applies to me porque we morph. This is like the key word in the episode. We morph around people. Not fitting in allows us to talk to these people who are plumbers, who are photographers, who are artists, who are musicians, producers, whatever the fuck.
And everybody.
Yeah, like that applies to me porque I have to like become kind of interested in what they're talking about and like really conversate with them.
Yeah.
But at what point, like, does this plumber or whatever the fuck,
are they
they're like, hey, so I heard you have a podcast. Like, how does that work or what?
Yeah.
And that's when I can kind of be like, pero okay, if the tables turn and I'm like trying to explain, I'm like, yeah. So it's like me and my girl, like, we get on a podcast or whatever, and we just reach out to people.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, so I have like I have a Zoom mic, you know, and you know, I ordered it off of Amazon, and just...
And you know who's really good at that? Alondra.
At what?
At that. Like, I feel like that's why I like Entre Nos, because I feel like she's just as interested into listening to what I have to say, and then I'm just as interested as what she has to say. And I think it has a lot to do with her being a barber, because she listens to people all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's a great listener, but then she can also have a good conversation, you know. And I feel like that's why me and her always clicked, because I would show up, and sometimes she would talk and sometimes I would talk, you know. And then it's just how to keep the conversation flowing. You have to be able to know, to be like that, how you're saying, like us. I feel you have to be a great listener, and then you have to have, you know, you should be able to have great conversation. And honestly, I think that is what clicked with Lucia and Jesse. Because I feel like they're great listeners, but they can also have great conversation. And I feel like that's what they saw in us. ¿Sí me entiendes cómo?
Yeah.
Because if the way we went about the podcast is what attracted them to be like, wow, y'all are doing fucking great. You know what I mean? Like that. But
I'm still thinking about the how I can explain the thing. But
but you won't be able to unless you
I
use
won't be able
specific
to.
examples.
But it's just like I'm thinking like.
But like what?
That I baby these people too. You know, like
You baby people? You don't even baby
no,
me,
I don't
baby boy.
I don't baby them, but like I kind of like hype them up, right? So they'll tell me about whatever they're doing or with their business or their job, whatever, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy, dog. Like, oh, that's pretty dope, or I see, and then they're like, hell yeah, you know, and then they keep talking, and I'm like, if I'm having a conversation now, I'm there with you, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like. And then if the tables turn and I'm like, yeah, bro, like the podcast. And then if I start seeing like them like on their phone or
while you're talking to them.
And I'm just like, all right, like.
You know to shut up.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, this thing. You don't give a fuck, you know.
Or use your brother because he's like a perfect example. And he's like, he don't listen to the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my brother does that shit all the time.
Yeah.
But I tell him. No,
but yeah, but that's why I'm saying you can use your brother to explain it because... You know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just like
it's too much.
Too much.
He never got the point across.
I dug myself in a hole and now I can't get out.
But okay, so let's just get it out of the way, right? Because we talked about it in Entre Nos, and people said that somebody said that I like to talk about myself a lot. You know how I told you, but I didn't get it. You know, because I feel like it's not the case. You know,
It's not.
It's not, right?
It's a fucking podcast. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that one person. And you know,
fuck them, right?
No,
and then why?
Why are you saying that?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like the other person who said, "Imagine them doing all this work and nothing happens."
Oh yeah,
that's dumb as shit. Like now we're making money, so it's like show bitch ass up too.
How much are we
you know?
making now?
I'm not even gonna check right now. Shit, you know, I'm trying to catch this shit out by the end of the week.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh.
What? But it's like that. It's like people just talk and they don't even know.
Like, to me, honestly, like I don't care. But I do think, right? It's okay. And I've said it before, where you can give your opinion. Why not? You know, we give our opinions, but how we handle that opinion is at the end of the day is really what matters.
Yeah. No, you know, I was thinking about it the other day how okay, we can say shit here that it's out there. Like we have a platform. Like we can say stuff, and that's where people disagree. Like, but it's like, oh, I don't know. They said this and that. Like, are you dumb? Like, but it's like, okay, bro, you start a podcast and then you talk about it. You know. If you want to like express yourself, or you're saying we're wrong, or y'all don't talk about this enough, or I know, like Katie Hearn, she gets that a lot. Like, use your platform to talk about the kids in so Florida. Dumb. And she's just like, no. It's like, bro, no. you fucking build a platform and talk about it. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's super. I hate when people do that shit with celebrities. Like, oh, this person is using this money to do this. Like, why can't they? At this point, just drink it. I'll drink the other one. No, I'm not gonna get any more. You can have it. No, and I don't want to make it seem like, oh, you can't have any, but it's like, yeah, that's how it looked. Well, you want some, so it's just like, I'm just like, drink it. I don't want any more. It's because I like drinking a full one. Well, drink the full one. It's already getting hot. I'm surprised. I didn't even realize that they have this right here on the side. Oh. No, you can have it. No, I don't want it. Thank you. I don't want it. I'm not gonna drink it. I'm gonna drink the other one. But you kept drinking it. I took a few sips. That's it. I literally took 5 sips. That's a lot. 5 sips is a lot. Are you addicted to it or what? No, but I have this thing. We can talk about that. I have like, if we go to the movies, I don't want to share an icy. I want my own. I need to have my own. Like, I can't, like, if you're like, oh, can I have a sip or two? I'm like, yeah, a sip or two. You know, but I'm not like. No, honestly, I'm not gonna get any more. You can have it. Okay, y'all saw it. I'm telling her she can have it, but no, I'm gonna drink the whole brand new one that's in the hilera. Okay, that's cool. And then, but what were you saying about the whole celebrities thing? Yeah, like I don't like whenever people are like, oh, they have a voice, like they need a. It's like, bro, like they don't have to do anything. People literally don't have to do anything others tell them to do. Yeah, I know. They can morally do what they want to do, you know, like if we like with Alegres Milagros, like we focus on Mexico, you know. But if like, oh, you need to send stuff to Africa, or you need to send stuff to Central America, it's like, no, like maybe there's another couple that does it and they could do it, but this is our focus. Like maybe later down the line, but I'm not gonna like, oh so and so said it, like I need to do this, like,
yeah,
no, like, you know.
no, yeah, that's crazy to think about that. Last topic. No, we have two more. Guardians of the Galaxy.
What do you think about it?
Guardians of the Galaxy, my favorite movie.
Man, it's
my favorite movie out of Marvel.
Honestly, yeah, it has to be.
I want to watch it again already.
It has to be my favorite one. Like I'm a super Iron Man fan. Like I love Endgame. I love like all this stuff, right? Like, but I'm super biased. I told people, porque people like responded to my stories on Instagram. They're like, damn, 10 out of 10. Like I had to go watch this. Like, you know, okay, like Ben, it's that White Dot's husband. He was like 10 out of 10, bro. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to go watch this. And I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, just know I'm biased with Marvel. I think every movie to me is just like, wow, you know.
But there's been some that aren't like, wow.
Yeah, okay, like
Eternals.
And yeah, and then Thor. But Thor, yeah. But I look to them more like I like that they're connected to the whole story as a whole. That's why I like them. Because they're as a whole, it's a whole universe. Like that's why I like Marvel, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm always like biased towards Marvel. Like, oh yeah, they just added Eternals. Now there's more to this story, like cosmic now, you know. I see. Pero Guardians.
It had a lot of emotions, man. Like, if you haven't watched it, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to give any like.
Right now you're good. Like, if you're gonna say a spoiler, just say like, incoming spoiler, whatever, and then say.
I don't think I want to say anything.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to spoil nothing either. But
yeah, no, I don't want to give any spoilers.
Everything's everywhere.
But but to you, because you follow that stuff. There's a lot of people like me that don't even follow anything Marvel, and I don't see any spoilers. Unless you tell me and you spoil them for me, like when you told me Iron Man was gonna die, and you ruined it for me. But this movie had a lot of emotions, and I feel like I connected with it in so many levels. Like it literally had me like in wanting to cry, like I don't know, in 5 scenes of the movie. And for me, it's just like so hard to get to that point. But just the acting and the storyline of it, I was like, wow, like, you know, it had enough funny and it had enough sadness and enough happiness that was just so perfect. I'm
thinking, you know what was crazy? How you connected with Rocket? Did you? It's they're like not even real, you know?
Yeah, I know.
They're like computer graphics.
No, like, it's not even a fucking real person or animal. Like it's just
it's so crazy. Like you're there just like
it's like it's like reading a book.
Yeah, and it's like
you're connecting to fake
at the end. You know how at the end we're like, oh man, when Groot and Star-Lord are like back to back, but when it's Groot and Rocket like together, that's iconic. Like I was like, they're not real, you know, like they're fucking a tree and a raccoon, like
a fucking tree and a raccoon. That's wild.
Man, pero wow. Yeah. That movie
10 out of 10 for me too, honestly. I like it a lot.
I love it, man.
And then but that's what else did you want to say with that? Just that?
I can't get into it without like spoiling shit, you know. So
we can talk about it. We'll let them watch it, you know, if they haven't. And then what about your brands? What you got going on?
Okay, so all right. So pretty much like I was super busy just designing shit for others, you know, and I kept it was a big complaint like that. I'm like, damn man, like I don't have time. I don't have time to like, for one, my brainstorming, because we were just talking about this. I have ideas. The ideas are there porque ahorita I was just spitting them at you, you know?
Yeah.
And I have a lot written down. Bless you. But I just can't
thank you.
Narrow it down to one where I was like, okay, this is gonna be the drop.
Yeah.
And then from there going into like, okay, now what design is it gonna be, you know? So I'm very like, it's all of that plus like people's work. So I'm just like, man, fuck this, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I put an end for now to like designing for others and just focus on my stuff. So the first thing that I did drop was like the Pokemon bootleg shirts or whatever, which thank you to everybody that placed an order or whatever. Means a lot, you know. And it's just like I wanted to make my own like t-shirts, bootleg, vintage version of like things that I can never have or get, you know. That's my whole vision for that. So that was my first drop. Now we're doing Superior. I'm able to work on Superior. I'm able to work on Vogues Studios. I'm like all my stuff. I kind of want to just start expanding it and just putting the stuff out. And I feel like me giving commissions up is gonna allow me to do that. Yeah, you know.
But he's giving up commissions, guys. But he's taking rug orders now. Custom rug orders.
But the rug orders and stuff like that's
more open now.
Yeah.
So
because that was limited too.
Yeah, that one was limited, but now it's like you're more open to it because that's what's gonna replace the income of the designs.
The designs, yes.
So if y'all want to get a custom rug, hit him up on Essen Rugs.
Yeah, so
at Essen Rugs.
At Essen Rugs. Everything's in the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the brand stuff is like on go. I feel like we're good on the podcast, you know, and everything else is just gonna start
falling into place.
Yeah.
I know. I'm excited because I want to drop something this month for AIMAS. I talked about it on It's for the Chicas episode. And I was feeling like, I don't know, weird about it. You know, I mean, you did the designs and I still haven't even given
you. If you want to trash them, it's cool.
Oh, because you heard me say that?
Oh, yeah, you did.
I said, yeah, but then I don't want to trash them. That's not what I said,
but it's just like you can always trash a design. I mean.
Yeah, but then I always feel like it's because I waste your time. You know?
Yeah.
But it's because I don't pay you.
Yeah. No, I mean.
But you know what, though? I want to start having Saturday meetings again.
We should.
I feel like Saturday meetings were good for us. Not just for the people that we were inviting, but for you and I. Like, it was...
No, we should have, like, our meetings. And not say, like, oh, don't invite people, but we wouldn't focus on us once we start inviting people. Like, that's when we're just giving them game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we should have
imagine having a Saturday meeting and going to go eat at the shop. Man, those sandwiches were good.
Yeah, they were good.
I want one.
I like the pizza melt one. I really did like it.
It was good. I liked it, but I feel like I already had the taste of mine and like the
well, I ate both of them, so.
Yeah, you're a fat ass.
Their sandwiches, they're healthy.
Well, mine was healthy. Yours was not healthy.
It's so crazy because Milo hypes himself up to like eat something and then he doesn't. Like, he's like, I'm like, Papi, you want to try it? The pizza melt, right? Which, shout out Jesse and Lucia, right? Second Slice, world famous Second Slice sandwiches, right? Yeah. And then I had the pizza melt. So it's like, and Milo, I'm like, Papi, you want to try it? And he's like, it's pizza? I'm like, yeah. He's like, with cheese? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and bread? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's pizza and bread stick together. It's good. I'm like, yeah. It's really good. I'm like, yeah. You want to try it? He's like, no, thanks. So like, bro, like,
you know how we said we wanted to take Pancho and Priscilla? Mm-hmm. You know how they invited us to the other brewery on Sunday? Last Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
They were there.
Where?
They went to go get a sandwich. They got the BOT one.
At Second Slice? Oh, wow.
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I wanted to go try that coffee shop that was like on the other side. And then she said, I'm like, we didn't even go walk to the shops. And she's like, you went twice and you didn't walk? And I'm like, no, because I went twice to go meet with her and then we left to the venue. So I didn't even, but I want to go, like, imagine having a...
You can have some if you want, by the way.
No, I don't want some, thank you. Like, just imagine having a spot to have like meetings at.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, me and you should have like a Saturday meeting to focus on our brands, just on AIMAS and Superior and whatever else you have going on.
Yeah.
But with that being said, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about like, well, how do you envision like if we had a spot?
Me? You know how they were saying for us to go to that location?
Yeah.
At the same time, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to be surrounded by other, like...
No, for me, it's like, because I want my own spot. Because I want to do so much with that specific spot.
Yeah.
You know, like, for sure, have a podcast room. Make money from a rental room. Rent it out. Have it set up already, you know. where the people could just bring whatever to put their logo and then they record, you know? I want that for sure. I want to have a spot where we have the screen print thing where they can just go pay for a shirt. They do their own shit. Like, make it a creative area.
Yeah. So I have this idea where it's like, okay, because I watch other podcasts and then they're like, sometimes they cater food, you know, for the guest or for that day.
Yeah.
Like they'll have like, okay, we're doing a podcast. Like we're about to go. Okay, I'll just say it, right. It's just the Fig Community World. So.
Oh yeah.
So T-Rail, AD, and Duno, right? And Smack. Every time they do a podcast, like they have a sponsored food person. So somebody sponsors the episode and then they cook for them, you know? So they'll pull up like, I don't know, spicy chicken person or it's cool, you know? Like they'll go and bring food for them. And then that's what they have to eat. So it's like, I want to book that's people. Cool. Like if we had a spot, I would want to book somebody and be like, hey, are you down to like come and just spend the day with us? So I would want to make a day of it. So it's like, look, we're going to start in the morning and we're going to do a podcast. Like, yeah, we'll do a podcast first thing in the morning. After that, we'll eat some lunch or whatever. From there, like we can go and create like some we'll do like another segment of which we'll talk about. We've talked about it. I don't want to talk too much about the details, but the other stuff under Studio 1017.
Yeah.
Like kind of put them all into all of them.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do a vlog. We'll do like spending the day with Boom or whatever. Yeah. Just stuff like that. Like make a whole day of it of content with them.
Yeah.
You know? And then I'm like, are you down? Like, or do you just want to go do a podcast? I see. But you have the option to do a podcast or you can come and just spend the day with us and, you know, we'll keep you busy. We'll get some content for both our social medias and stuff like that.
No, yeah. It's cool. Like, it's just so much that I have. Like, I told you right now, like, for sure we have to have a room where it's, like, a private room to have Milo.
Yeah.
Like, with the TV, all the
or just, like, an open space where it's, like...
Yeah. Because it's just, like, it'll be his second home, basically, you know. At that point, I feel like we wouldn't even have babysitters.
Yeah.
You know,
he'll be old enough.
Yeah, he'll be old enough.
And that's my vision for it. Pero
we're manifesting our goals. But other than that, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
That's it.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say it's my house. But
I know. But yeah, thank you for watching. Shout out Superior for sponsoring me today. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Superior Style, not Superior Styles.
Oh.
Get it right.
Oh.
Get it fucking right. I don't see a fucking S at the end of this shit. It's not just the homie. It's other people have said it too.
Have said it? Damn. But it's cool though. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe. Please subscribe. Give us a follow. If y'all want to comment. And you have anything else? No?
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.